Nothing smart-assy to say? I'm just trying to figure out how all of my life choices have led up to this exact moment.
I'd say that you're pretty blessed.
Sure.
Hashtag blessed.
Apparently I was an asshole in my previous life.
Oh. All right, welcome to episode 3 of the Road to Powercruise. Game plan for today is to work on the Subaru.
Yep.
You guys recognize this stupid thing?
We're not fixing it.
Yeah.
We're adding some good bits to it.
So we've got a top mount intercooler that we're gonna be putting on, a PCV, not PVC, PCV valve and the lines and all that stuff.
Yep.
Apparently you have to buy it as like this big octopus. You can't just get the simple little thing.
Nope, but that's easier to replace with the intercooler out of the way. So we're kind of there.
Yep, and then we have an exhaust from a company named MVP Motorsports or something like that. It's very, very cheap, 3-inch turbo back with mandrel bends. We don't know what to expect, but we do all of our own exhaust fab anyways, so it's not too big of a deal if we gotta make a few little tweaks to it to make it fit perfectly. But it has pretty good, decent ratings, so we'll show you guys what to expect with MVP Motorsports. So thanks for tuning in.
Sit tight and enjoy.
Stock bypass valve on this. Oh. It's an M6, it's an M8. Okay, so we've got this thing figured out now. We've come to a couple of different conclusions. First was that Donnie was able to tackle the PCV valve replacement.
Now there is one small thing. We're using an aftermarket intake. So you actually have to take part of it apart to get the extra breather hose connected to it. It's rather simple, you just pop the clamp off of it, good to go.
Super simple. Yep, and so when you're replacing these, or if you're trying to determine whether or not they're good, you do the rattle test. It's one of those like rocket science kind of tests. Does it rattle nicely, like really loosely? Then you know that it's good. This one's free, but it still feels like there's some gunk in there, and it's got 180,000 miles on it, so more than likely it needed to be replaced. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room.
If you notice, we still have the bypass valve on the stock intercooler.
So while cleaning this thing up and getting it ready for installation, I realized that this actually takes an M8 on the bypass valve side.
Yes, as the factory one takes an M6.
Yeah.
So you could try drilling this out or punching out the little brass collar that's in there. You run the risk of damaging it.
Yeah, really do. And for us, there's just not enough time to take a risk like that. And for the power output that I'm looking for, it's not really that big of a deal. I don't need an aftermarket bypass valve. I don't need to hear the whoosh sounds. I'd love to, but I do like that there's instant spool time. So we're actually going to be putting the stock one back on and just hoping that she stays together under the final tune. The fins on these are actually what bend. They start to kind of like let loose and then they'll seep from the end tanks because obviously the plastic and the aluminum are separate components. They're just kind of clamped together. But they all look beautiful. This thing was owned by like just a family, so this thing never really received any abuse until I got it. So it's in pretty much new condition. So we're just gonna reuse it.
Yep.
So let's install that thing and then let's move on to the exhaust.
And you just toss it in, right?
Yeah, I just hurl it at it. Okay. So now we're could be like 5 millimeters longer. Sure.
Alright, so one of the things we need to get done is putting a trailer hitch on here. That way Jake can pull a small trailer for the drift cooler. This is rather simple. It's 3 bolts on either side, and there's actually factory holes in the frame rails, and they use plastic plugs to make sure no dirt and grime get in there. So you just pop those out, bolt it up. I do recommend having a second set of hands though, because this is a little heavy and awkward, but pretty straightforward.
Subaru. So you're gonna kick it off?
Now I'll kick it off.
Okay, sounds good.
Well, I'm exhausted.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's what you've been waiting to. Okay.
So we got.
Well, the day's wrapped up.
Yep.
And we actually managed to get everything that needed to be done on the Subaru done now
Yes.
as well. So pretty, I would say, smooth sailing.
With some tweaks.
Yeah,
some
most
little bit of
our
bumps.
Yeah.
But it's done. It's ready for Powercruise.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, there's a little bit of fitment issues with the exhaust, which if you guys want to see a little bit more about it, we're gonna have a kind of full review of this particular exhaust system. You might notice that the exhaust tips are just like ever so slightly different. That's something we can address later on, but that doesn't hold us back from getting to Powercruise.
So you have the hitch on.
Hitch is on.
The PCV is replaced.
PCV is replaced.
Exhaust is replaced.
Exhaust is replaced.
The intercooler was taken off and put back on.
It was, yeah. So we made sure that was okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Overall, not too bad.
So yeah, so the Subaru is pretty much ready to roll. You guys might have noticed that there were springs in the background. We're gonna save that for a later date. Suspension's gonna get a full overhaul, so we just left that as kind of a teaser. Thanks very much for watching the video, and we'll see you on the next, which should be the last Road to Powercruise video, and then we'll see you there. Have a good night. Be kind. Awesome. I don't know what you know, but I know what I know. I know what I'm knowing, but I need to back this up.